To create a call off, you need to click on call off orders. I'm going to click the maximise button just to make it clearer on the screen, and then you're going to select the project that you are requiring materials for. In this case I'm going to choose site address Longfield. Underneath this box there's a PO reference box, and again there's a drop down box which will give you a list of all of the purchase orders that have been raised against this project. As you can see on here, we have 3 orders. We have one from Benchmark, which can only be delivered to the warehouse. There's an order from Multifix that can only be delivered to site, and an order from Travis, which can also only be delivered to site. I'm going to choose Multifix because I would like some fixings. As you can see, this has pulled up all the information for this given purchase order. All of the red items cannot be edited as these are system generated. The only things you need to do at the top is choose the date that you require the delivery, so I'm going to say as soon as possible, and the time required. You can either put a time on here, or you can put a delivery booking slot is required. The next box that you need to fill out is the location materials used. This is for your use only, so when you receive the delivery, you know where you are intending to put the goods. So I'm going to put Block A communals. Up here you have the details of the purchase order, the details of the supplier, the details of the delivery, and any notes that are going to be given to the supplier. Once you've chosen how many you want of each item, the total over here will change. At the bottom you have various columns which tells you where your materials are at any given time. So at the moment it's telling me that the amount of materials that I am allowed to purchase are in this column here. It tells me the units of how I can order them, so I can have 143 number of 8mm threaded studs. On this column here it tells me how many have been called off in total throughout the whole project. The quantity outstanding column, that tells me what is left to be called off. Delivered to site will change when you do your goods in, and due to site is what has been called off and not yet been delivered to site, providing that the goods in have been done. Delivery to warehouse tells you how many of the items have been delivered to the warehouse, and due to warehouse tells you how many are due to be delivered to the warehouse. I'm going to call off some fire foam. I've got 131 left, but I want 300, so I'm going to put 300 in here, and then I'm going to press the enter button. And because there's only 231 left, it's telling me that I cannot order any more than what is on the call off. So I'm going to click OK. So you have 2 options here. You can either call the quantity surveyor or somebody in the commercial team and they can increase the quantities for you, or you can just reduce to the quantity that is available and deal with it later. So I'm going to click on here next to my 300 and I'm going to press the delete button, and then I'm just going to change it to 231 and deal with the rest of them that I need later on. So I'm going to press enter. So it's telling me that I have ordered 231 of the fire foam, and that's going to cost £910.14. I don't need anything else, so I'm not going to fill anything else out. This bottom column here, it says Pantera use only, is for head office use, and you don't need to worry about using that line. So to email this to the supplier, which will be Laura at Multifix, I'm going to press email call off, and then I'm going to wait for a few seconds, and then it will pop up and say to check your drafts. Email has been saved to draft, so I'm going to click OK, and then I'm going to go to my Outlook down the bottom here, and I'm going to click on my drafts on the side, and it should be there, which it is. So I'm going to double click that to open it, and then I'm going to double click this call off order just to check that it's correct before I send it off, and then I'm going to click open. And then here's my call off, so it tells me where I am ordering the materials from, where I'm going to put these materials once they've been delivered. It gives me the date and time required, and it tells me the site contact, site address, and the purchase order details. And there's my 231 items of Biofoam there. So I'm good with that. That's correct. So I'm going to cross that off, and then I'm going to type anyone that I want to CC in on the email, and then I'm going to click the send button.